Hi, kindergarten, first and second grade leaders. We're preparing for December 10th. And this month we're talking about generosity. Last week we introduced the topic of generosity and talked about using things that you have to help other people and to just kind of start that idea. So today we're going to continue with that, looking at our verse that is actually our memory verse for the month, and it is in 1 Timothy 6:18. And the verse says, "Command the rich to do what is good. Tell them to be rich in doing good things. They must give freely. They must be willing to share." And one of the things to remember as we're getting ready to teach this is Paul's writing this to Timothy because they are in Ephesus, and the church in Ephesus, or the people in Ephesus itself, was a wealthy town, and likely the church in Ephesus had wealthy members as a part of it. And so what Paul's reminding Timothy is, because you have these people among you, and what we should remember as well is because we have people among us who could be wealthy, who maybe aren't wealthy, but we could also encourage them to look at ways they could see themselves as wealthy. Because they are, encourage them to not just look at their wealth and not for them to focus on their money. Or even you as a young leader, Timothy, don't focus on the money. Focus on helping them to do good. And so that's where we're going to land with kids today as you get ready to lead. Your opening activity, your social activity for the month, we don't have coloring pages because we're having kids help us decorate the Christmas tree. Last week they had a great time decorating their ornaments. This week they'll get to decorate a different ornament to put on the Christmas tree and find a place to hang it after they're done. This is the ornament that the kindergarten, first and second grade leaders kids will have. They're welcome to color it as well as they can. You'll have markers and crayons on the table ready for you. Also, I encourage you to take a few minutes and ask the kids, have you thought about generosity this month? If you have, or in this last week or so, if you have, what's one way that you think you could be generous? And encourage them to write it on the back of their ornament before they hang it up on the tree. We'll move into large group where I'll review all of that story with them and continue to sing our Christmas song. It's a Hillsong song. It's Christmas Time is the name of it. So if you'd like to continue to learn it, it's pretty easy words. Some of them are really fast. So I encourage you to look that up and begin to sing that along with the kids. It's a good reminder of what Christmas is really about. Then you have a few activities in your small group bags. Your first activity, you will have a piece of paper that has a Christmas tree on it. And then you also have in your bag, you have ornaments and wrapping paper and tape and glue sticks. There's a couple things that you should do with this. What you're supposed to do is kind of review this verse that we went over. So if you want to use the ornaments as a way to remind kids of all of the words and maybe kind of remind them about what all of those words mean, you can take an ornament and put a piece of tape on the back of it and put it up on the Christmas tree and have kids help you do that. And then the meat of the activity today is you're supposed to have kids take a piece of paper, and on their piece of paper they're supposed to write or draw a picture of something that they think they could give to someone or be generous with. I would encourage you to kind of push the envelope a little bit on this. Help them think outside of the box. Help them think outside of gifts they could go purchase. What's some skills that they have? Are they really good at giving hugs or noticing someone who needs some encouragement? maybe that's the thing they can be generous with. And maybe, Max Lucado tells this story of one of his grandkids who he was encouraging to find ways that he could serve. And his way of serving was everywhere he went, he tried to be the first person to the door to open the door for someone. And I know as a team, that's one that we always go back to remember, that every kid has one thing at least that they can do, and maybe we just need to be the one to help them see that one thing that they could do that could show generosity. So after the kids have written their thing that they could be generous with on the back of their paper, you can have them fold up the paper to make it look like a present. And then you're going to tape it to the bottom of your tree so that your tree begins to have lots of presents on it. And that's pretty much your activity. If you want to use the glue sticks to do that with, you're welcome to do that. I laminated it all so you don't have to. You can just use the tape if that works out better. And then your memory verse activity. You're supposed to take the spool of string or ribbon that's in your bag, and each kid in the circle is going to get to hold a part of the ribbon at some point. But you're going to start with the first word, command, and then the person that says command is going to pinch the ribbon, then throw the ribbon across. You can make a circle, you can make a Christmas tree, you can make a star, whatever you think would be fun to get them to make. So they pinch the ribbon, throw it across, and then it's supposed to make just a big tangled mess. It'd be fun if you could make it into a design. If you can't make that, I completely understand. It may be a tangled mess by the time you unravel it anyway. That's just a way to help them learn the memory verse for the day. And then you're going to go back to your Christmas tree that has your ornaments and your presents on it. And you're going to use this time as a way to help kids remember the things that they put on the tree and pray for that. And that's the end of your lesson today. I thank you guys for serving. Thank you for hanging in there with us. I know this is a busy time of year for everyone. Our kids are just so excited, and so many of them, this is the first time they're hearing some of these things about Jesus and about how God sent him to us as a special gift. So thank you for pouring your life into these kids. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.